Hi, it's the Lipstick Gal. Thank you so much for watching today. I have a couple of new things I've been wanting to try. Some of them have been sitting on my desk for a while. Okay, I know. It's been like a week and a half that I've had the new products from KJH brand just sitting here. And if you're not familiar with Katie Jane Hughes, I will leave her Instagram and the brand Instagram in the description box down below. But I've always loved, first of all, her really beautiful graphic eye looks, but her skin always looks so glowy and so dewy and so beautiful. And she said she spent 4 years creating a special highlight. Now, this is like a three-part set where you get the pigment, you get a completely clear, glossy shine in a tube, and she also created a special brush to go along with it. The price for this set of 3 items was $75. Wow. This is the shade Light Pink. This feels really balmy. This feels kind of like, ooh, it's very pretty. All right, that's Light Pink. This is a completely clear, like it's like literally like clear goo. Oh, wow. That's probably too much, but the idea is that you mix this metallic pigment with this clear gel here, and you're able to put it over a fully powdered face. You're able to put it over something that isn't powdered. And I'm terrified. I will tell you, I'm terrified by that. So this is the product, both of them mixed together. Look at the glow and the shine on that. This comes in 4 shades. So if this light pink isn't for you, I know they have a gold, they have a light bronze. They've just got some gorgeous, gorgeous shades. But part of me was the minute I heard that Katie Jane Hughes had come up with her own highlight product, and I saw the way that it looked on like all the models, and I saw her using it, I was like, yes. And then the other part of me was like, I don't know. So I haven't, it's been sitting on my desk for almost 2 weeks now, and I just have been too afraid to crack into it. So we're gonna try it today. We're gonna see how it wears. I don't have any powder on, but I do have putty bronzer, contour, and a cream blush on. So I don't have it set. I do have like a little bit of powder under the eyes. So if it gets too much in through here, we might be going over some powder. Part of me wonders at this point, do I powder one side of my face and leave the other side unpowdered? Let's do that. All right, I was just using the Prism Lib powder from Givenchy today. So I'm just going to quickly, let's powder the left side of my face. Probably put some over the arch of my brow, so I'm going to powder there as well. I want to see how this works, the claim that it, goes well over a fully set face. Okay, so my right side is unset. I think you can see there's just a little bit more of a glow from the cream products themselves. And then over here, everything is fully set with powder. What's interesting about this, I'll just tell you, it feels like a giant lip gloss because it has kind of like this angled applicator, but the cap doesn't screw on or off, it snaps on and just pulls off. So you're supposed to just drip like a drop of this in here. Okay. I don't want to put too much. I don't know if I'm going to make it better, make it worse. I don't know. And then Katie says she uses the end of the brush to kind of mix the two products together. I've also seen them use the bristles of the brush as well, but I feel like this is kind of giving me, well, that's a lot. And then she wipes this on the inside palm. I love how she uses her hands for so many things. I'm going to continue to mix this here, the kind of pigment as well as the gloss. Here I have a mixture of both the Hyper Shine Serum as well as the pigment. Oh, and now I'm just going to dip my brush in here. I'm going to start over here on this side, and I definitely, because this is kind of like a slightly tacky formula, I'm not going to want to brush it. I'm going to want to kind of stipple it on. Wow. I feel like this is really pretty. It might be, I feel like up and through here I'm not getting the sort of blend I would normally like because I'm kind of worried that if I press too hard with this brush, it might actually disturb what's going on underneath. Let's do the other side that's been completely set. I'm just picking up more product from the palm of my hand here. And I feel like the trick to this is to kind of stipple it on and then maybe tap with your fingers as opposed to wiping or swiping with the brush. I think if you were to, you know, like buff like this, it could be bad, but it looks really pretty. The one thing I feel like this product really needs is fingers to kind of press it into the skin. And I think that's kind of making it look more like it's my skin that's glowing and not necessarily like I'm wearing a highlight. This is the sort of product that if you had large pores or it does, I don't know that it really emphasizes texture, it just brings light. I don't feel like, there are some products that are in a powder form, especially the ones in a powder form, that I feel kind of like sit on my crow's feet or in my pores and they highlight the texture. I don't know that this is highlighting texture, this is just highlighting my skin, but my skin has texture. Do you understand the difference? Maybe it's a nuanced difference and maybe it's not really a difference. Powder formula sometimes can bring that powderiness that looks like it's sitting on the skin. And here it just looks like my skin is glowing. So yeah, there's light. Light is being caught in this area where I do have, you know, more texture. And right up and through here, I feel like, you know, my pores are getting larger as I'm getting older. But I'll tell you, I like the way this looks. I like the glow that it brings. I'm curious to see how it wears because it does feel not really tacky, but it feels hydrated on the skin. I wonder how long it's going to last. The size of this jar is very similar in size to the Glossier Stretch Foundation. I feel like maybe the cap is different, but the glass jar and the base is the same. It's a little bit smaller than the one from Beauty Pie, the Super Luminous Under Eye Genius. That's interesting because there's 5 grams of this pigment and there's only 4 grams in the larger packaging. So don't be fooled by the size of the packaging. You're getting 15.2 grams here. This is a really interesting product. This is one of those products that looks wet. You could probably use it anywhere on the face. On the eyelids, if you like a glossy lid, you could put this probably on your lips as well. But for me, if you don't want anything sparkly, you just want to catch the light, this would be a great way to do it. And it doesn't feel, it has a little bit of stickiness to it, but it's not like terribly sticky at all. I feel like once you kind of, I feel like my hand just looks more hydrated. Oh, definitely. Definitely. There's light here and there isn't any here. But I feel like if you want to like lightly tap this on, this is what's giving the slightly tacky feel to this. And this pigment is just creamy. This has the same texture as the RMS Living Luminizer. It has the same texture as the Sydney Grace cream highlights. I'm trying to think of what other cream highlights I have. It's a little bit thinner and not quite as tacky as the ones from Ritual Defy. It's a really pretty formula. I mean, I like it a lot. I like the color of it. I think it's really pretty and beautiful. I'm excited to wear it. I was really surprised how well it went over a set face. Here's the other thing that I have been kind of waiting to try. I am not a big NARS lipstick person. I was talking about fall lipsticks, ones that I'm excited to wear, and I mentioned that I'm looking for a sheer but matte lipstick, and someone mentioned this, and I think it was Kathleen. She was like, guess what? Try the soft matte tinted lip balm. And because the word balm in there, it never would have occurred to me that this might be exactly what I'm looking for. While I was browsing the NARS carousel, I also picked up one of the Afterglow lip balms, and I got this shade Laguna. And it first of all, it's brown, and I'm in a brown lips moment right now. This was super exciting to me, but it also reminded me of, I think it was about a year ago when Glossier came out with their Balm.com in the shade Swiss Miss. Somebody asked if this was the same shade as Swiss Miss. So I'm gonna go see if I still have a Swiss Miss and we'll see if we can swatch them. I can't believe I still have an unopened tube of Swiss Miss. This is my favorite, like brown. This is kind of what got me into that brown mode. And I know brown lips have been around forever. They're gorgeous, they're beautiful, they're fantastic. but I loved this tone of brown so much. Here's Swiss Miss from Glossier. Let's throw on a swatch of this. Here's a swatch of Laguna. I feel like, man, there's a little bit of a rosiness to Swiss Miss that I like. This tends to lean just a little bit more golden. Let's throw on this matte version. I didn't get a brown. I got kind of like it almost looks like a berry shade, but it was very sheer. Ooh, ooh, look, these guys are kind of similar, only this leans a little bit darker. Oh, I'm excited. All right, for fun, let's start out with the lip balm in Laguna. Man, this is so pretty. It's not necessarily what somebody asked for. Is it the same as Swiss Miss? No, no. This is a beautiful product. This feels very thin on the lips. This feels very hydrating on the lips. I don't know. I'll have to wear it and let you know whether it kind of, I like that there's just a little bit of color and it's not as glossy as a lip gloss. I'm taking a look at it. It's got a little bit of shine, but it's not as glossy as a lip gloss. It doesn't have the same kind of slippy or cushy plush feel that maybe a kind of a thicker lip oil or a really juicy gloss would have, but it has a thinness with a level of hydration that I really, really like. I also feel like the fact that it's got some shine but not too much, that it has some color but just hardly any. I feel like a lot of people could wear this shade and it doesn't really read brown. I mean, if you're looking at the swatch here, it's the middle one. It reads a little bit more warm, like slightly golden. And I feel like that's pretty and a lot of people with a lot of skin tones could wear this. This is kind of a surprise to me. I didn't expect it to be this good, but when I was shopping for this I saw it and was like, ooh, I remember that question from like almost a year ago. Is it the same as? And because I love one so much, I love the shade. I was like, let's find out. So it's not, but I like. The Afterglow lip balm is a matte product. This is the shade Touch Me. I think I'm gonna love this. Okay, I feel like I might have over applied. But you know me, I'm a chronic over applier. I can't help myself. I'm like, put on more. Let me give it a quick blot and we'll take a moment to take a closer look. But even like this, stunning. Okay, I just gave it a blot. This is beautiful. It has kind of like here we go, putting on more. A slight slippy, almost silicone-y feel. You know that feeling if you're using a silicone primer where it has like a really interesting smoothness to it? I feel like that's what I'm feeling on my lips, which I like because the older I get, the more I feel like my lips are lined. And you can see that. The one thing I'm worried about is will the pigment kind of collect in my lip lines? Even though my lips might actually be hydrated, the fact that my lips are losing collagen and they're losing volume, sometimes as pigment gets caught in those lines, it can make my lips look dry, even though they're not, just because you're seeing the lines in the lips themselves. But I love this shade. This shade in Touch Me is so beautiful. I feel like at this point, you can throw it on like a balm. I mean, it literally is called a matte lip balm, but the fact that you can throw it on like a lip balm and it feels comfortable on the lips, but it's not shiny. If you are a low maintenance lip person, I'll have to get back to you on how it wears, but I like the way that it feels. I like that it's not like a really crisp delineated edge. I feel like that has really got it going for it because the older I get, I don't always want to take out a lip liner and use it. I mean, I probably should, but sometimes I just want to go. And a product like this I feel is just perfect because it's not heavy. It's not really like dark and pigmented. It's kind of soft and matte and, you know, almost blotted. I'm hoping that this is going to be a moisturizing formula. I don't know. Let me just quickly find out what NARS says about it. So I'm just reading from the NARS website. It says this is sheer and matte, lightweight and layerable. I agree with all of those. They have 6 shades for a perfect nude for every skin tone. I feel like there's a lot of options, but they're all very nude in tone. One swipe deposits the perfect amount of diffuse matte color. Bamboo fibers impart a soft focus effect, while a blend of amino acid powder and olive oil wax help to condition. It doesn't necessarily say that it's going to hydrate your lips, which has me a little bit worried because at this point I want something that's going to look good, but it's also going to impart moisture to my lips. I feel like I'm getting more moisture from just the regular lip balm and not the soft matte tinted lip balm, but I'm not mad at either of these. I love this color, but we'll see how she wears. Thanks so much for watching today. I will definitely get back to you and let you know how the KJH products wear. Right now, I'm really liking the way it looks. Curious about what the long-term wear is going to be. Same for both of these lip balms, one matte, one not. I'm kind of excited about both of these. Now, here's where I want to remind you, I always do like an actual review. And I have a full playlist. I will link it for you in the description box down below. But my goal is not just to give you a first impression, because sometimes, like, straight out of the box, I'm like, I love it. And 2 weeks later, it's like, you know what? I don't like it as much as something else. It's not rising to the top, or, you know, the longer I wear it, the more I'm noticing this problem, or it's not working for me because XYZ, or the packaging is annoying. Those are things I think are important. So I will check back with you on both of these products. I guess all 3 of these products at a later date. And I will mention that next week I will have a makeup update, like what's good and what's not coming up with recent purchases. Thank you so much for watching. Have an incredible day, and I will see you again soon.